केरल में कोरोना वायरस का पहला पॉजिटिव केस सामने आया है। केरल में कोरोना के एक और मरीज की पुष्टि हुई है।
तीसरा पॉजिटिव केस केरल में मिला है।
जापान के जहाज पर 2 भारतीयों में कोरोना वायरस की पुष्टि हो गई है। कुल मिलाकर 6 मामले सामने आ चुके हैं। कोरोना वायरस से भारत में 28 मामले पॉजिटिव पाए गए।
22 मार्च रविवार को सभी देशवासियों को जनता कर्फ्यू का पालन करना है।
देखिए कनिका कपूर, उनको कोरोना संक्रमण है।
कंप्लीट लॉकडाउन। राजस्थान में कल से 31 मार्च तक लॉकडाउन का आदेश दिया गया है। ये सरकारी आदेश है।
आज सिर्फ मीडिया से वीडियो है या फिर जो इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज है उनसे जुड़े हुए लोग ही सड़कों पर नजर आ रहे हैं। आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है।
हेलो यूट्यूब, क्या हाल है? आई होप यू गाइस आर डूइंग एब्सोल्युटली फाइन। मेरा नाम है दीप कपाडिया एंड वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। कोविड-19 इस महामारी ने पूरी दुनिया को तहस महस कर दिया है, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम चाइना, थाईलैंड, जापान, साउथ कोरिया एंड सो ऑन. As per the Worldometer, the country with highest number of cases is USA with 33 million cases, followed by India and Brazil. In this video, I'm only going to concentrate on India because India is under huge crisis. रोज के 4 लाख केसेस और 3,000 के ऊपर मौत, ये कोई मजाक नहीं है. As per the research, सबसे पहला केस आया था केरला में on 30th Jan 2020. उसके बाद वो फैला and the numbers increased. On 12th March 2020, India lost its first citizen due to COVID. Indian government declared national curfew on 15th March. Then on 22nd March, total lockdown was announced. India built its first COVID hospital in just 2 weeks. But the numbers didn't stop there. The numbers rose massively. Even the doctors suffered from COVID, teenagers, office workers, frontline workers, literally everyone were targeted. And then people say COVID is just a myth, it is a flu.
Each illness is caused by a different virus. COVID-19 is caused by the virus SARS-CoV-2, whereas the flu is mainly caused by influenza A and B viruses. In terms of symptoms, loss of taste and or smell is common to COVID-19, but not to the flu. How long those symptoms show up after a person is infected, aka the incubation period, also differs between the two. Flu symptoms generally appear 1 to 4 days following infection, whereas that time frame extends from 2 to 14 days following infection with COVID-19.
देखो भैया, ऊपर वाले ने सबको दिमाग दिया है, प्लीज उसे ढंग से यूज किया करो, ठीक है? प्लीज, खुदा के वास्ते. व्हाट्सएप फैमिली ग्रुप या कोई रैंडम ग्रुप, उसमें कोई मैसेज आए या तो फिर पर्सनल मैसेज आए कोविड के रिलेटेड, प्लीज उससे सच मत मानो, उसे शेयर मत करो. खामा का फेक न्यूज या फेक रूमर्स स्प्रेड मत करो, ये मेरी गुजारिश है आपसे, प्लीज. एक इंसान मेरे पास आके कहता है कि देयर इज अ न्यू कोरोना वायरस नेम्ड कोविड-20 एंड द सिम्टम्स आर यू पी रिपीटेडली. तुम बार बार ही मूतने जाते हो. भाई ये कैसा फेक रूमर है यार, प्लीज झूठ तो ढंग से बोला करो. Now talking about the current COVID situation in India, India is under a huge pandemic. हॉस्पिटल्स में बेड नहीं मिल रहे, ऑक्सीजन टैंक्स कम पड़ रहे, वैक्सीन का रॉ मटेरियल नहीं मिल रहा है. I mean, India is actually under a huge crisis. But there are many different countries who has helped India in multiple ways, like USA gave raw materials for the vaccine, China is supporting India in multiple ways, Germany started a mission called Mission of Support for India, France is giving India financial aid, UAE supplied India with oxygen tanks, UK gives 600 medical equipments, out of which 490 plus were oxygen tanks. Singapore is supplying India with 4 cryogenic oxygen tanks. Saudi Arabia gave 80 metric tons of liquid oxygen. Russia is supplying India with 300 to 400 units of remdesivir injection. And Pakistan has also supplied India with medical equipments. Like, there are so many countries who has helped India. I'm really happy about that. I'm so happy. Since this topic is pretty huge and I can clear everything on my own, I've called up 2 of my friends, Amaan and Anvesh, to help me out with this topic.
How are you guys? Welcome to my channel for the first time, first collab. Like, how do you guys feel working with a very small YouTuber, very small, with only like 190 subscribers? What do you guys think? थोड़ी तारीफ कर स्क्रिप्ट के हिसाब से, जो बोला है कोई.
And it's like, first of all, I'm very proud of how you're growing deep. And sure, if 190 seems a small number, but trust me, you're doing a mad thing with the YouTube team. And I know you'll be keep growing with this. Firstly, and also, I was hoping once to be in your channel. Now I am, so I feel really happy. I feel,
बस ये
feel
स्क्रिप्ट में
good.
नहीं था, okay, but still okay.
Not
Okay.
scripted, not scripted.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, yeah. So the main reason why I called you guys is that I just want you guys like see, India is mostly about youth right now, right? That's what I think. Like the youth is more, but the people who are in power are old, who don't understand how youth works. So that's the reason I called the young gen, the Indian young gen, to what are their opinions on this COVID situation in India. So yeah, I just want a brief idea. I just want my the public to know what is the COVID situation in India, because there are people who are watching this video who are not in India right now, who are in UAE, who are like completely blank of what's the situation in India. So what do you guys think?
Well, firstly, as a person who's living in India, I can tell you the situation over here is horrible. It's increasing. There's been like slight dips because of, I don't know, people are at least, I think they're following rules, that's what I believe. But it's not good. People are still, majority of the people are not following the rules. They're not being safe. They are being very ignorant about the situation at the moment, especially where it's in its different kind of mutant, it's in its own being more effective, being more deadlier than the previous mutants that have come. And I mean, yeah, right now I'm in Karnataka. It's under lockdown for past from the past few days, and it's for another 10 to 12 more days, and it's getting extended also, is what I heard. But honestly, at this point, it seems like it's going to be for another lockdown for a couple of months. That's what I see.
So it's like proper strict lockdown like we had the last time, or is it like some people are still going out and all?
Well, not like a strict lockdown like last time, but as we can see, like if you have a pass to go out, you can go out. Shops now are open from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's all it is. And the weekend is it's complete lockdown. Like everything should be closed. That's how it is. But yeah, we have the 6 to 10 to get certain essential items like that. But other than that, yeah, there's police tools making rounds everywhere. They're being very strict about it. And yeah, they are fining heavily for people who are not following the rules, adhering to the norms of like social distancing and all.
So it's basically like curfew kind of thing, like a very curfew to the next level thing.
Yeah, you could call it like you could call it like a very strict curfew.
Sure, got it. Aman, what do you think? Like as per your research, what do you think the COVID
Yeah,
situation in India?
before I give an answer, Anvesh, I just want to ask you. So, is this lockdown thing, is that for your state or is it uniform all over India and every state?
No, actually, like it's only for our state at the moment. For what I know, it's in our state. Other states have their own rules because as what the government has told, like they did not agree for entire India lockdown. So they've left it on states if they need a lockdown or not. Maharashtra is under lockdown for sure. Karnataka is under lockdown right now because the cases have been increasing plus deaths also have been increasing. So it's solely based on if the state wants to do it or not.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I guess even Gujarat is under lockdown, as much as I know. I guess because my dad was talking about it recently. So yeah, I guess.
Well, Anvesh pretty much covered everything that's going on in India. With the second wave, well, it is a pretty big disaster. There are a lot of people affected, and I'm from Uttar Pradesh. My family back there, we get to hear a lot of people being positive. Sometimes even within our family, a lot of people passing away almost every other week, multiple times a month. And I know these numbers will be much higher for people who don't have the privilege of internet, who don't have the privilege of actually being home. And it's disappointing that despite that, we're seeing people disregarding rules, whether it's people or whether it's officials. And something else that's pretty sad with India's population is lockdown. If you look at it, it's kind of a privilege because the disadvantaged sections, they can't exactly go on a lockdown because for them, if they stay home, they won't die of COVID for sure, but they will end up dying of hunger and poverty. So in a way, the aggravation of the second wave, because of how India is, it's kind of inevitable. But yeah, regardless, it is a pretty sad situation, and my prayers are out there for everyone's families so they stay safe and things get better soon.
Okay, yeah. So there's a question that what are your thoughts on staying positive and those who disagree with politicizing the issue?
Well, again, this is a time of disaster. This is a time there's a lot of negativity around us because we hear the news frequently and there isn't much on it. And when the second wave started, when the graph was, going up that time, a lot of pictures were being spread around of crematoriums all over, magazine covers and whatnot. Obviously, when you come across this, you're bound to feel even more negative, especially if you had people in your family pass away and then you come across all of this. It's bound to have a negative impact on you. So finding things that make you feel better, that comfort you, that are positive, that induce positive thoughts in your mind, it's important. It's very important to take a break. But again, it's like the scene from Three Idiots, where I forgot the guy's name, but where he committed suicide because his train ticket to somewhere got cancelled, and then Amir Khan went to um, Virus Sahab, as he called him, and he's like, it's such a tricky situation. It says that he died of lack of oxygen in the report, but it was actually the system that killed him. It's the same thing with India and the people dying because of COVID. The reports say they're dying of COVID, but many would say it's the government's inaction and incompetence that ended up killing them. So I think that's, although it might be distressing, it's important to politicize the issue because it is a political issue, because it's the government who's responsible to bring various resources. Now, I don't expect perfection, but I do expect better than holding political rallies, supporting festivals, airdropping flower petals, and several other things that could have been done much better. And I do expect better than not celebrating early, better than denying that a second wave would happen. So yeah, no perfection, but these things could have been performed in a much better manner. And when we spread negativity, as they say, and when we make the issue political, it ensures that the government they know that they're being heavily watched by the population and they'll try not to make mistakes. They'll try to be more aware of the impact of their actions, although that still seems kind of idealistic, but there's no harm trying. And yeah, we want to make sure that everyone's aware of it. We want to make sure that people keep these things in mind when the future election periods come. And since a lot of elections did have happened recently, we've seen how this information impacted election in that states, and that's what we want to replicate in the center.
Yeah,
I just realized that would be very controversial. I'm referring to the voting results, not to any forms of violence.
yeah, I really need that. I need to put that in disclaimer also.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
yes. Yeah, bolo.
okay, okay. So as for right now, people are really scared about the fact that Corona is taking out many people, and also many close ones have been passed away because of COVID. And there's always this, morale goes down. People are not happy. People are also mentally affected by this. People who have gone through the symptoms, have gone through that pain. They're going through this stress. They're going through this series of stress because it doesn't just affect them like in health wise, but also mentally. And it's really sad. So I think that also affects a lot of people. But if you see politicizing the issue right now, if you see the media, the government, they don't take sole responsibility of attending to their actions, but what they do is they end up pointing fingers. If you go to any person, asking like any member of the government, and says like, why haven't you done this? They will be pointing out to the public saying, why didn't they be, careful in the first place? So it doesn't make sense in that time, in that point. So what I've seen is people just point out fingers. People won't take responsibility of it, and the problem of the public is also that they always have this kind of feeling. It's like if they're not if they're not following the rules, why should I follow the rules? There's a mentality also which I've like seen with my eyes amongst many people. So we need to take sole responsibility firstly of the actions that we do, and it's always on our hands of being safe and taking all the necessary precautions against COVID. And yeah, there's been a lot of cases about the deaths happening due to COVID, and also, as per what they said, being in the hands of the government also. And I've seen so many posts about like bodies being stacked on other bodies being stacked near patients also. Like having that, it does become traumatizing for certain people. And I just want to wish all of them, strength and, like hope for them that everything will be like great in like due time. So that's what I want to say about this question.
Okay, yeah. So previously, in a previous scene, I told them multiple companies who helped India in many different ways, like giving oxygen tanks, then giving all the medical equipments and all that. So now there was a question I would really want to ask almost everyone, even the viewers who are watching this. Please let me know in the comment section down below that where is everything going? Like all the countries who have donated stuff, but the Indian government hasn't shown clarity on that. That's what Azuz mentioned in his video also, that the news channels, no one is mentioning it at all. So I really want to know where everything is going. Even Pakistan gave medical equipments. Russia gave 600, no, United Kingdom gave 600 medical equipments, out of which 490 plus were oxygen tanks. Where are those right now? And I didn't get any news of how these tanks have actually helped even a single patient. So what do you think? Like, where is everything going?
Well, yeah, the government does need to be more accountable for it, and if they're not, until then we won't really know where any of this is going. And they've left it to states, they've left it to corporations, even at this point, to whatever they want to meet the demand, quote unquote. So mixed with that with them not being transparent is an issue. And I think it's the same thing with PM cares, really huge amounts of funds, and we don't really know where they're going. Now I know people are going to come at me with 300 different news links talking about 500 oxygen concentrators or something, but here's the problem: news channels aren't really the source we need. I know there's news talking about 500 or so oxygen concentrators being made from PM cares, but when you look at something that's involved with the government, the only thing that's credible is a government report or an official declaration. Anything else can be said to be a public relations move. So I would say it's the same thing that goes here. We need more transparency from them, and not just at the central level, but even at state levels. Because I can say this for Uttar Pradesh, because Yogi Adityanath, instead of answering questions, he responded by threatening people to seize their property if they talk about shortages of supplies, says that it's a rumor. So yeah, I don't have enough information to understand where this is going, but this is something I can say about the center and state towards transparency.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what Amaan said. And the fact that government has never been completely transparent with the people from a long time, like it's not been like a recent thing, but they haven't been transparent at all with the fact with what they do. And not just the government itself, but the NGOs that run this kind of campaigns or like donations. I mean, where does this money go? Like, where does this even money go to any person? Does it help any patient? Does it help any hospital? Does it help anyone at all? That's something that we don't know. And our money is being looted off. I could say it's being looted off since we don't have the entirety of the transaction or the use of our money itself. So it's really sad to see like how people are using this as a means of profit, but not a means of helping other people. But yeah, nonetheless, as what Aman said, the PM cares, we don't know where it goes. Fact with the NGOs, we cannot say anything about it. Not just that, like if you consider the fact about oxygen tanks being less, people threatening if they let that information out, what is the use? People need to know what's happening in the country so that people can figure out what they can do, how they can help. But if you're not being transparent, then people will just go in their own thinking of like we can do whatever we want, and like the government will handle it. So that mentality doesn't work at all. Plus, it's also really disappointing to see how the people of the nation itself do not hold accountability of their problems, of their I'm sorry, not their problems, of their mistakes that they're doing. Especially people who always end up selling fake medicines and all. The entire racket that has been like at least seized at the moment, but it still does exist in many other places. It's sad to see people buying off for like 8,000 rupees uh, remdesivir injection. I don't know if my pronunciation is right or wrong, but people buying for like 8K and then selling it off for 12 to 13K on black market. You know, it's and fake medicines also like for 24K and stuff. I've read one article for that. It's sad to see these people just like consider this means of a profit for someone's life, and it's sad to see these people trying to, you know, find this as a way of profit, which is like very sickening and very inhuman. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so now the last question is, what do you think about the fake rumors that have been spread all around the world? Like literally everywhere. What do you think about that? Just a brief idea. What do you think?
Well, do you have any specific idea what kind of rumors you're referring to, or is it like any kind of rumor?
Actually, it's any kind of rumor, but there is one thing that you know those medicines, right? They found the solution to the virus. So, like, once I got a WhatsApp message saying that if you drink ethyl blue dye, you the yeah, I'm serious. I've actually seen that message, and it just cures COVID. And surprisingly, someone from my mom's side actually tried it. I don't know about the COVID, but like she started her food, like she started vomiting, and it was literally blue in color. Yeah, but nothing happened to her, thank God. But still, yeah,
Yeah. Firstly, I want to know if she's okay or not. I hope she's all right.
yeah,
Yeah. But people who believe this, firstly, whoever's watching out there, please don't ever believe in any WhatsApp forwards or Facebook shares. I beg you. Those are all bogus. That's all hoax. It's just don't believe it. Simple as that. Secondly, I think there are two plagues in this world. One is WhatsApp forwards, and ones who believe in these WhatsApp forwards, who end up, recommending this to people. There are two plagues in the social media world in WhatsApp itself. Um, Firstly, I've heard a lot of fake rumors. I've heard a lot of chitter chatter on around Scrapper. I've heard a lot of chit chat around my college itself about different rumors from different places. And when they come and ask me about this, I personally tell them like I've never heard of this because I tend to see things from a reputed source. But when these people say that these people are literally brainwashed in such a way that they think that is the truth. Media does that. The media does that. They always end up brainwashing people to know that a fake incident is actually the truth. And that's what I call as a fabricated reality, what they make. It's their own world, what they believe in. You know what? I tell you something about my college itself. There's been a lot of rumors going on that the students are positive and they've come to the college and they have like written the exam and they've told the teachers that they are positive. The teachers themselves said that just don't tell anyone, just keep it to yourself. You don't need to tell anyone at all. So this kind of rumors it can spread very quickly between people, and it's created huge misunderstanding in our college. But in the end, we don't know what's right and what's wrong. We're left there. That's what I feel right now. The people who don't believe in either any side of the story what has been told are really stuck in this point where what should we believe in and what should we take in as the truth so that we can like follow our way through it. That's the problem of the world right now. We don't know what to believe in and we don't know what to trust. But
Yeah, true. Those are some sources that shouldn't be considered. WhatsApp University or Ghar ke side wale Sharma ji ki beti and like everyone else, not the best sources for your COVID knowledge. And um, you kind of stole everything, Anvesh. But yeah, it's pretty much covered. But then again, when you're in a state of desperation, you're constantly looking for easy solutions. So when you get a WhatsApp forward, it's also a bit tempting to try it at least. So I guess that's also something we need to understand when to actually combat rumors from spreading. And this exists with everything, not just about how to cure COVID, but there's donations and stuff as well. That's also a very confusing point. People say donate to this, other people say don't donate to this, and other people say, hey, maybe you can donate to the same thing. So ultimately, it's pretty unclear. And I think for people living outside India, the best way to donate would be through proper channels, not the PM cares, but also not random organizations, but established organizations who are running campaigns. Unfortunately, there's none I can think of in my mind, but I'm sure if you Google, you'll be able to verify based on how old an organization is, whether or not they're doing stuff authentically, and make use of reports available. You don't have to do guesswork. You don't have to rely on news. You don't have to rely on your social media friends forwarding you posts, which are often written in a fancy manner, but don't really make much sense. So yeah, there has to be an increased effort on the part of people to verify the sources instead of just taking them in, forwarding them, or even trying to implement it themselves. So yeah, I think that might help avoid letting rumors get to you.
Yeah, this is it, and yeah, this is what the youth actually thinks about India, how the COVID situation is in India, and how people are tackling it, how people are just ignoring it. So yeah, guys, please stay home, stay safe. If you're going out, I suggest not to go out, but if you guys are going out, please take all the precautions. Wear PPR kits, wear the shield mask, the normal mask, everything. Just please take precautions and please stay home. And yeah, please don't forward WhatsApp messages or any Instagram post. And please be aware when you're donating. Please check the account. Please see if it is verified. Read the bio. Confirm it with your elders. Confirm it with other friends of yours who have donated and everything. So yes, pretty much that's it.
And lastly, all the points mentioned in this video are purely based on research. All our sources are verified. तो हाँ गाइज, आज की वीडियो के लिए इतना ही. अगर जो पसंद आया हो तो लाइक कर देना, साथ ही साथ कमेंट कर देना कि आपको ये वीडियो कैसा लगा हो. और चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना. और प्लीज़ ये वीडियो भर भर के शेयर करो. Everyone needs to know what the youth thinks about COVID situation in India. तो मिलते हैं आपको अगले वीडियो में. अगले वीडियो में बहुत मजा आने वाला है. ठीक है, बाय.